Hi, it's Erica with Presence in Parenting. This video is just kind of introducing um, part of a controversial topic around homework. There have over the years been many different schools of thought in terms of the parent's role in helping the child with homework. Um, a lot of it is coming to a head nowadays with so much pressure being on kids not only to do their homework, but to get good grades because those grades are going to mean then you can get into this school and then you're going to have to take this test in order to get into this school, and it goes on and on and on, and it's their entire future and their entire life based on what's happening in school right now. So it's a lot of pressure for kids, but I am seeing how much pressure it is for parents. What is a parent's role in a child's homework? I just kind of want us to start thinking about that. Who's actually responsible for doing their homework and turning it in? Is it the parent's job to make sure that the child does it? Is it the child's job to do their homework and turn it in? It gets a little complicated. There are children now, even in preschool, who are expected to do homework. Yeah, preschool children are not going to come in and sit down and do homework on their own. They're just not going to do that. So instead of getting philosophically into should preschool kids be doing homework, I'm going to leave that one to the side. If you want to talk about that, we can. But here I just want to kind of color in the part where when they're really young, the idea of doing homework and getting in the habit of doing homework, yes, is something a parent does need to be involved in. But ultimately, even then, who's responsible for getting the homework done? What's the message that we're sending to the child, right? What does it mean if they don't get their homework done? Again, I'm pausing here because I actually want you to really think about what your answer to that question is. What does it mean if your child does not do their homework? Different people are going to have different answers to that question. I want to just kind of put it out there when we talk about homework and we talk about consequences for actions. Is it something that's going to teach a child to do their homework by saying, oh, well, you didn't do your homework, so no TV for a week, or I'm going to take the tablet for a few days, or whatever it is? You know, is that going to be something that's actually going to teach the child the deeper lesson of being responsible for themselves and getting their work done? Or are they just going to kind of be scared into, oh my God, I got to get it done, or else I'm not going to have my TV, my screen, my phone, what have you? What happens when the child shows up at school without having their homework done? Is that a reflection on you as a parent? Is that something that the child needs to deal with? I can imagine as a former teacher that different teachers would react to that in different ways, meaning whether they would hold the child responsible for it or the parent. Um, when we're thinking about teenage kids, I think it's also really important. If you remember in the video I did about responsibility and teaching kids to be responsible by the time they're teens or tweens, we want the scales to tip the other way where they're way more responsible for themselves and their actions than we are. So if you have a school-age child, or we're thinking about a younger child, what would the answer be? Excuse me, if we're thinking about an older child, high school, what would the answer be? Would it be different? I really want us to start thinking about these things in terms of your own reaction, because your reaction as a parent is communicating a lot to your child, and they're going to be picking up on this, and this is going to be either reinforcing how they're doing in school and taking care of their job and their responsibilities, or it's going to be going the opposite way And they're going to go, wow, you're really so wrapped up in this. Maybe it's not about me at all. Maybe this isn't my problem. Maybe this is something that you need to deal with. And they actually get farther and farther and farther away from actually living up to their potential, doing what needs to be done, and actually learning how to be responsible. So there were no real answers in this video, more questions that I just wanted to pose out to start conversations. I think it's something that we need to be thinking about. Whose job is it? Who's ultimately responsible? But what is the best way that we can help our child with homework? Is it consequences? Is it sitting there doing it with them? Is it hands off and let them, reap the consequences at school, and then with their grades, and then with their future? I'm not quite sure right now, and I think that that's something that deserves a lot of thought and that we can continue the conversation with. So you can comment below, you can send me a private message, find me on Facebook. Definitely let's talk about it, because I think it's something really important when it specifically comes to homework, because as things have been going over the last 20, 30 years, it's only going to get more and more and more. So if you have a teenager, it's an immediate thing. If you have a young child, by the time they're in high school, things might be completely different, and it might be even more pressure than there is on the kids now. All right, so think about it. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll keep talking about it. All right, take care.